My name's Rigoberto Gonzalez. I'm an artist. When I moved back to my hometown in Mexico in 2004, and I had spent 2 years, getting my master's in New York City. And when I came back, to my hometown, and I started to see in the newspapers, all these stories about beheadings and executions. And when I would look at the photos on the newspaper, those beheadings to me reminded me of the paintings of Caravaggio, the beheading or the head of John the Baptist, or the painting of David with the head of Goliath. That's how I saw it, and so that's what got me into that theme of violence, because also this town that I'm from, it was very peaceful and very calm, and almost you could say it was boring, and it had been turned into this very chaotic place. I grew up growing up in the border region. I grew up listening to corridos and listening to stories, and usually the stories that the corridos tell, it's usually stories about like a violent event. And I was always interested in how the songwriters, they were able, by using their their songwriting ability, their knowledge of rhyme and verse, how they were able to take an incident that was violent and make it pleasing to listen to. And Baroque painting, I think it does the same, but visually, it tells a story, and usually because of its origins within the Catholic Church, it would tell the stories or the death of a saint, but it will make it pleasing to the eye. When you get an idea as an artist, you have to find the proper way of communicating that that idea or that concept. And I think that the theme of the border violence, I think it lends itself to be painted within the Baroque style, with that very dramatic light and dark, the dramatic chiaroscuro. Despite what you hear, despite all the sound bites, I think what I find interesting is all the love that people have for this land, and the love that they have for each other. Despite everything you hear, I think that is one thing that people should be aware, that it is populated by a group of very caring, individuals. Because that's really what's holding the those communities together. The care that people have for each other.